Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're looking at this idea, that small ripples can make mighty waves.
hmm
And we're applying that to a really critical shift in insurance technology. We're digging into the Majesco Fall 25 product release.
Right. And how it's set to change things across the board, PNC, LNAH, the whole operational core, really.
Exactly. So this isn't just another feature update list.
No, not at all. It feels more foundational. Our mission here for this deep dive is to pull apart the key advancements, and really, we need to focus on this thing called agentic AI.
Yeah, what is that
Uh,
exactly? And how is it different from the generative AI we've sort of gotten used to?
that's the core question. And crucially, what's the immediate measurable impact? We need to look at the actual business results it's delivering now.
Okay. And our sources are pretty solid. We've got the detailed release kits, comments from executives, and some, frankly, eye-popping performance metrics from their data.
Yeah, those numbers are quite something.
So let's dive right in. The biggest theme seems to be this jump, this leap from AI that advises to AI that actually acts.
Yes. Majesco's been embedding AI for a while, like their Gene AI Copilot. But the source material is clear. There's shifting strategy now, moving from just helpful AI to this, agentic level.
Okay, so let's pin down that difference. Generative AI, the Copilot type stuff,
Mm-hmm.
we get that, right? It's like smart chat assistant.
Mm-hmm.
It can summarize a long policy doc, maybe draft an email based on your prompt. It's advisory, helpful, but
But it needs a human driver. Someone has to take the output, decide the next step, hit send. That's the limitation.
right.
Generative AI is great for retrieving information or summarizing. But insurance operations, they're sequential, they're regulated, they involve multiple steps.
Okay.
So to truly automate a whole process, like processing a claim from start to finish or issuing a quote completely, you need something more.
Something that can connect the dots.
Precisely. You need a system that can reason. It needs to break down a process, monitor its own progress against goals, use knowledge, follow parameters, and initiate actions, all with minimal human handholding.
And that's agentic AI. That's the gap Gen AI couldn't fill.
That's exactly it. Agentic AI is designed for end-to-end business process automation. It doesn't just advise, it acts. The goal they state is pretty bold. Kill the busy work and unlock speed at scale.
Kill the busy work. I like that. And scale seems key here. It's not just one experimental agent.
No, far from it. They've rolled out 13 specialized AI agents. These are embedded right across the PNC and LNH Intelligent Core suites.
13. Wow.
And these aren't general-purpose bots, they're specialists, designed to handle complex tasks, read difficult documents, structured, unstructured, using their own tech, and then actually kick off workflows automatically.
Okay, let's get down to brass tacks then. PNC first. The metrics you mentioned, they sound immediate, quantifiable. If the goal is killing busy work, where's agentic AI making the biggest dent first?
Well, let's start right at the beginning. Underwriting and quoting. There's the intelligent quoting agent.
Okay, what's its specialty?
It's built to generate quotes almost instantly. It takes these large, complex applications like commercial lines, those 70, 80-page PDFs that come in.
Oh yeah, nightmare fuel for manual entry.
Exactly. It uses their DocScribe tech to pull out the data with high accuracy and map it correctly.
Which normally takes ages, so much scrubbing and keying.
Yeah.
Takes underwriters away from, well, underwriting. What's the gain here?
The metric is pretty stark. It cuts that manual data entry time from around 20 minutes per application
Okay.
down to under 2 minutes.
20 minutes to 2.
Yeah.
That's a massive capacity boost right there, an 18-minute saving per application.
Huge. It speeds up the whole quoting cycle and improves data quality from the get-go.
Okay, that's quoting.
Hmm.
But if you think about operational friction points, claims assignment has to be up there, that initial triage.
Absolutely. And that brings us to the claims triage and assignment agent. This one automates the entire triage process.
The whole thing, end to end.
End to end, classifying the claim type, assessing severity, even evaluating if it needs an SIU referral for potential fraud,
Right?
and then assigning it to the best adjuster based on their current workload and expertise.
Which used to be, let's be honest, a complex, often subjective, sometimes slow, multi-step human process.
Very much so. The time saving. The sources state a net savings of 60 to 80 minutes per claim.
60 to 80 minutes per claim.
Per claim, it reduces the manual routing workload by, get this, 97%.
97%.
Yep. From roughly 70 minutes of human touch time down to just 2 minutes per claim.
Wow. Okay, 97%.
Yeah.
That's practically eliminating that specific workflow bottleneck. But hang on, let me push on that number. For a real carrier processing claims every day, What does 97% less effort actually mean for the bottom line?
Yeah, good question. The source material actually quantifies it. They estimate based on a workload of about 60 claim triages per day.
Okay, a moderate volume.
Right. That level of automation saves around 17,680 labor hours annually, which translates, based on their calculations of typical labor costs, to an estimated $595,000 annual FTE cost reduction.
Almost $600,000 a year, just from automating triage and assignment.
Exactly. It shows how agentic AI isn't just about efficiency, it's about directly impacting profitability by cutting overhead.
That really demonstrates that compounding advantage.
Yeah.
And there are others too, right? The intelligent bills and invoices agent cutting processing time from over 3 hours to under 1.
Mm-hmm.
Plus things like the cancellation agent and the intelligent cash allocation agent running 24/7, fully automated. It seems like efficiency is being baked in everywhere.
It is. And moving slightly outside that core policy claims workflow, we see big gains in areas like loss control, too. That's often a huge administrative load.
Right, those lengthy surveys.
Exactly. So the loss control assessment agent is designed specifically for those huge, complex survey reports.
What's the friction it's solving? Is it just reading them?
It's more than reading. It understands the survey, synthesizes the key findings, and can even answer specific questions about the results.
Okay, so it saves the risk engineer time digging through it all.
A lot of time. The metric here is a 96% reduction in the risk engineer's manual review effort.
96%.
Yeah. From about 2.5 hours per survey review down to just 6 minutes.
6 minutes instead of 2.5 hours. That completely changes the economics of loss control.
It really does. The sources project a potential financial benefit, too.
Let me guess, it's significant.
Very. The cost per survey analysis drops from around $100 down to about $16.
Wow.
So for a carrier doing, say, 42,000 surveys a year, that projected cost reduction is roughly $3.5 million annually.
$3.5 million. And it
Yeah.
means they can probably do more loss control with the same resources, improving risk mitigation overall.
That's the idea. Better risk management, lower cost.
So these powerful agents, they don't exist in a vacuum. They're tied to platform modernization efforts, too.
Yeah.
I see notes about PNC Core Connect focusing on speed to value. What does that look like in practice?
It's about lowering the total cost of ownership, TCO, and getting these capabilities deployed faster. One key feature is single sprint upgrades. Faster rollouts, less disruption.
Huh?
But maybe even more significant is the introduction of the MGA Model Office.
MGA Model Office.
Yeah.
That term gets thrown around. For listeners maybe less familiar, what does that actually mean here?
Think of it like an insurance business in a box, pre-configured and ready to go. It's a pre-built system based on industry best practices. It already has core third-party integrations set up.
Yeah.
So instead of spending, 6-9 months configuring a base system.
Right, the usual implementation drag.
Exactly. A carrier or an MGA can deploy a pretty sophisticated operating environment in a matter of weeks.
That dramatically lowers the barrier to launching new programs or expanding. Very interesting. And on the tech side, enterprise rating modernization. Something about Python integration. What problem does that solve?
Yeah, this tackles a common friction point for actuarial teams. They often build their complex pricing models using Python. It's fast, flexible.
Sure.
But historically, getting those Python models into the core rating engine meant a painful translation process. Translating the logic into whatever the system used natively, slow, error-prone.
Right, I can see that being a bottleneck.
Yeah.
And
Now, this Python integration lets them basically run their native Excel Python programs directly. Those design time calculations become real-time service calls.
so no translation step needed.
Exactly. Much faster implementation. Plus, the rating engine can now capture the full JSON request and response for every rating call. That gives product managers much deeper insight into pricing performance and behavior.
Okay, better insights, faster implementation. Makes sense.
Yeah.
And before we shift gears to the life side, resilience. You can't automate this much without a rock-solid platform. I saw a note about document generation.
Yes, that's a good one. That process, especially in large batches, used to have maybe a 1 to 3% failure rate, which doesn't sound like much, but it adds up and causes issues.
Sure, compliance headaches waiting to happen.
Right. Now they're reporting a 100% success rate on document generation. That reliability is critical. It all feeds into making the core system more robust, easier to manage, lowering that TCO. They've even got a target to get upgrade times down under 14 days.
14 days, that's ambitious.
And the future goal is apparently 1 to 3 days. So faster, more reliable, It all connects.
Okay, so we've seen these huge speed gains, cost reductions in P&C driven by agentic AI, but the life, annuity, and health side L&AH, that's often a different beast, right? Slower processes, more regulatory complexity, long-term policies. How does agentic AI address the friction points there?
It's a similar strategy, but tailored. The LNAH Intelligent Core gets 6 of its own specialized agents. The focus shifts slightly there. It's less about shaving seconds off transactions and more about collapsing overall cycle times where it really hurts.
Okay, like what?
So, you have things like the Plan Design Agent. It helps handle the complexity of setting up group benefit plans. And the Takeover Business Quoting Agent that tackles the notoriously slow process of migrating existing group business onto the platform.
Taking over existing books. Yeah, that can drag on forever.
Exactly. So instead of aiming for, say, a 97% reduction on one task, the goal here is more about cutting entire process cycles, underwriting, billing claims from taking days down to hours.
Days to hours. That's still a massive improvement in responsiveness for clients and producers.
Absolutely. And you see agents like the Claims in Good Order agent, which automates that initial validation of complex claims, making sure all the initial information is there, gets rid of that painful back and forth right at the start.
Makes sense. And can it handle the volume? L&AH can involve huge numbers of transactions.
Yeah, they specifically mention the system is engineered for scale. It supports over 100,000 transactions, uses multi-threading, event queuing. The architecture is built for high-volume reliability. These AI gains aren't just for small batches.
Good to know. We also need to touch on ClaimVantage. Their focus is heavily on absence management, disability, and compliance, which is a minefield right now, especially with paid family medical leave.
Definitely a hotspot. And compliance is foundational in the release for ClaimVantage. There are critical updates specifically for PFML compliance.
PFML, paid family medical leave.
Right. Getting ready for the rules coming into effect in key states, Maine, Minnesota, Delaware, California, Oregon. These updates aim to provide regulatory certainty well ahead of deadlines, like the January 1, 2026 ones.
So carriers using it can stay compliant without last-minute scrambles.
That's the goal. Take that compliance burden off their shoulders.
Does ClaimVantage also get some of this new AI?
It does, but slightly different. It uses Agentforce AI, which leans more on generative AI.
Okay, so more like the Copilot model.
Kind of. It's used to quickly summarize claims information and complex case events. So it helps the humans involved, intake specialists, adjudicators get context faster without reading through pages and pages.
So AI assisting the human rather than fully automating the task in this case.
For that specific feature, yes. But they also highlight a big step forward in their tax solution, integrating seamlessly with Vertex to simplify U.S. tax processing on claim payments. That's more foundational automation.
Okay, so when you pull it all together, all these specialized agents across P&C and L&AH, the platform speed, the compliance focus, what's the big picture message? What did this whole package deliver?
I think it delivers 2 main things: operational efficiency at a whole new scale, and fundamentally smarter decision-making.
How so?
Well, the AI agents automate so much of that high-friction, repetitive work across policy, billing, claims, loss control. It lets the human team stop chasing tasks and start managing outcomes, focusing on the strategic stuff.
Moving from doing to directing.
Exactly. And the smarter decisions piece comes from tech like telemetry and analytics. Anywhere.
Right, tell us about those. Telemetry.
Telemetry gives real-time, but privacy-safe metrics on how the system and processes are running. It allows carriers to spot potential problems, bottlenecks, emerging risk trends much earlier than before, like an early warning system.
Okay, proactive insight and analytics anywhere.
That embeds analytics directly into the workflow. Contextual dashboards on pretty much every page, tailored to the user's role. So a claims adjuster sees KPIs relevant to their specific case right there, not some generic report they have to hunt for.
Makes the insights actionable right in the moment. You know, one thing that often comes up with AI, especially in regulated industries like insurance, is the black box problem. How does this release address transparency and control?
That's a crucial point. They seem to have focused on strengthening auditability and control. For instance, internal logins for better audit trails and loss control. But the really interesting part is the sentence-level AI citations.
Sent-level citations, what does that mean?
It means if an agentic AI pulls data from a document or makes a decision based on something in that document, the system shows the user the exact sentence or phrase in the original document that the AI used to make that determination.
So you can instantly verify the source, no black box.
Exactly. It builds trust and provides that crucial audit trail.
Okay, so wrapping it up, the overall picture for carriers seems to be this kind of positive feedback loop or flywheel.
Mm-hmm.
You get speed, which drives efficiency, which provides better data for insights, all wrapped in stronger controls.
Precisely. And the ultimate goal is improving those core business outcomes, profitable growth, stronger combined ratios. We've talked about massive time savings, 96%, 97% reductions in effort.
Yeah, the numbers are really striking.
It really feels like agentic AI is engineered to fundamentally change the amount of human effort needed for reliable, high-volume insurance operations.
Which leads us perfectly into our final thought for you, the listener. If agentic AI really is designed to, as they say, kill the busy work,
Mm-hmm.
and it demonstrably reduces manual effort by these huge percentages,
Mm-hmm.
think 97%, freeing up significant human brain power and time. What's the most important high-value work your newly liberated team should focus on to truly maximize this compounding advantage? Is it innovating new products faster? Is it deepening client relationships through more meaningful engagement? Or is it managing enterprise risk with more sophisticated human-led intelligence?
Where do you point that freed up capacity for the biggest strategic win? That's the key question this technology forces us to ask.
Definitely something to think about as these capabilities roll out.
Absolutely. We'll be watching closely.